Darcy, how disappointed are you this morning to sort of read and be aware of what's going on with us?
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal, is it? But yeah, we'll work through stuff. And yeah, we've got a game this week, so we'll focus on that.
Have the leadership group, have you and the leadership group spoken to Isaac about it yet?
Yeah, we're not really going to get into too many details about that. Wouldn't have thought.
Have you checked in with him though? Is he doing okay? Or?
Yeah, once again, not going to get into too many details. So.
How much education do players receive every year on what's appropriate on the field when it comes to homophobia?
Yeah, I reckon we definitely get enough. Yeah.
So, well, given the education you do receive, should penalties be harsher for this type of behaviour then?
Yeah, I don't think that's for me to say. I'm not really going to get into all that sort of stuff.
How disappointed is that, I guess, you're coming off a really big win over Collingwood, and this is all everyone's talking about for the club, with the club now? Yeah,
well, like I said before, it's obviously not ideal, but we're going to move on pretty quickly. We've got a big game against North this week, so that's what's going to take up a fair bit of our focus.
There's been a number of incidents, like obviously very similar to this over the last couple of years particularly, that we've heard about. Do you think that speaks to a cultural problem within the AFL?
I don't think so. I think as far as what I can comment on is my sort of, or through my lens, and from, I guess for what I've seen, it's been positive and supportive, and yeah.
More generally, Darcy, as a leader of the club and someone in the AFL, are you aware of the responsibility you guys have as leaders in the community to set an example of inclusion for everyone?
Yeah, 100%. We're massive role models for the community, like you said, so we've got to be really careful in how we sort of use that power, I guess.
If he is to miss in a footballing sense, how big of a miss is a player of that quality given what's to come in the next 6 weeks?
Well, we've had a massive sort of process for the whole year as the next guy up, so we've got massive belief in any role can be filled at the moment with the boys that are playing and the squad we've got at the moment, so yeah, we've got full confidence.
You've done so well as a club this year to narrow that focus, and you've been so week to week. You haven't really had these huge distractions like that. Do you have confidence as a group that you can work through this together and not be derailed?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've really grown and matured over the last couple of years, so yeah, I reckon we'll get through it really well.
Why do you think this keeps happening, given we saw only last month 2 players suspended for homophobia on the field? Why do we keep seeing this?
Not sure, sorry.
How, obviously there's never excuse for anything, but when you're out there in the moment, how easily do words slip out of your mouth when you're in the heat of battle with players? Not that that's an excuse, but in those heated environments, how often does that happen, throughout the course of a game? People saying things that maybe they wouldn't say normally?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sort of can't speak on behalf of other people, but for me, sledging's not really my go-to. I'm not quick-witted enough, but yeah, I'm just more focused on trying to get a touch more than anything. So can't really comment on what sort of other people say or are thinking out there.
In your experience, though, how ingrained is this kind of speaking and culture in football? That's not even just at the professional level, but through grassroots as well.
What was the first part?
How ingrained is this kind of language in football culture at the moment, from your own experience?
Well, to be honest, I've never sort of been exposed to it much. But yeah, like I said, I can only speak from what I've experienced, and growing up it was never really a thing, and here it hasn't been much of a thing either. So yeah, like I said before, I've been involved in some cultures that are really positive and supportive, so that's all I can really speak on.
Can you win a flag without either?
I think we've got a really strong squad, so we've got full belief.